What's up, everybody? My name is Brian Jendro from the Chop Shop. Some of you may remember me from doing a lot of mini trucks back in the day, a lot of tech articles, um, putting airbags on the first trucks back in the day, a long time ago because I'm old now. But this is going to be my first YouTube video, and may not be very good, but I'm going to give it a shot and get it going and kind of do a walkthrough on a 49 to 51 Merc. I'm doing air suspension on. I'm going to be doing the transmission tunnel. The drive shaft tunnel needs to be cut out for the clearance, so the car will sit all the way down on the ground. So I'm going to do a little video on doing that, and then I'll probably continue on with the video, finishing up all the rear suspension, installing power brakes underneath the car, and then putting new front A-arms, disc brakes, and airbags in the front to get this thing to lay on the ground. So maybe if you can stay tuned and check it out and kind of give comments as we go along with this, ask questions. I'm always good about when people ask questions, I like to be able to kind of show them how I do things. Even from back in the day when I was doing mini trucks, I used to do a lot of the tech articles for Mini Trucking Magazine, and I always like the fact that people can always chime in and ask questions about things and to see how they do it. Even to this day, I still like to ask questions on things if I've never done before. Kind of helps you through the process if you're not sure on things. And so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to shoot a video here and kind of go along and explain how things go as I do this. And I'll give you a little quick shot of my shop. Also, this is kind of for people that don't, they're maybe working out of their house or they are limited on tools. You can do a lot of things with a lot of, just use your brain a little bit. And there's a lot of things you can do without having a ton of $high tools to get things done. I've done it over the years many times, a little bit of ingenuity and, you can make things happen. So, I've made my own special tools to do certain things I want them to do, and you can easily do that. It's super cheap. It's inexpensive. And, it'll fit the need for the tool that you're trying to do for whatever project you're doing. In my shop here, you can kind of see I have some basic things, sheet metal roller that I actually turned into a power roller. So I don't have to do it by hand. If anybody's ever done it before, they know what a pain that can be. A radius roller that I also turn into power roller. So that way you can actually, roll the metal there. And especially if you're doing thicker tubing, it goes a lot quicker. Just the basic things. Press. These presses are awesome. This is a swag adapter to your Harbor Freight press here, and you can bend thick up to 3/8 thick steel on that. You can also do, I put an attachment there to do some bends, some radius bends. You can do all that kind of stuff with it too. This is an actual Harbor Freight bender, which everybody's probably seen with the swag. I bought all their updated kit. They actually have a lot of really cool stuff. I like their stuff a lot. So I did that with the update. This is just a Harbor Freight setup right here. Actually, it's just a Harbor Freight winch that I, found on the on YouTube. Somebody had adapted one of these before, so I just kind of did the same thing. It's pretty cool. I don't have all the super high-end tools, like a lot of people may have, but I can get the stuff done with what I have. This is a cool tool. It's a hydraulic hole punch, super inexpensive with a whole bunch of dies. Obviously, you want to have, car lift is a huge thing. You don't have to have it, but I'm getting old, so I don't want to be bending down underneath cars anymore and getting burned to death. So this is just a cheap little fixture table. It's a clutch one. It's nothing fancy, but it totally, gets the job done for doing all kinds of little projects. This is kind of a neat thing. Back in the day, most people are probably too young. They're watching this to know. This is called Lowbuck Tools Plate Brake Bender. So this right here, this guy, okay, you can bend plate in this. And back in the day, I had these things, and then they went out of business, a while back. But I found this one that was brand new on the internet, so I bought it just because I love having it for bending up, quick little plate brackets and stuff like that. You got some Eastwood slitting shear right here, some basic stuff, sander, metal cutoff wheel, basic stuff. So anyway, so you can get by with doing things like that. Here's another cool tool. If you're inexpensive, you can buy this right here. There you go, you can see that better. So this is just a porta bandsaw, and they make all kinds of different brands of this. And this table is right here is also, okay, you can see it's a swag table. I bought this probably 10 years ago, probably. And you just mount this to it, and this thing is awesome. You just hit your little, I just put a foot pedal on it so you can hit the switch. And, you know, this thing is awesome. You can cut stainless steel with it. You can cut, you know, all kinds of, you know, different kinds of metal with it, because you can adjust the speed. And you don't need to go buy a $4,000 bandsaw that you barely ever use. You can, you can buy one of these things, set it up, and for a few $100 have one in your shop, garage, or whatever. So anyway, so here's where we are. I've already started installing the rear suspension kit. This is a Jimenez Brothers rear suspension kit that they sell for this car. Had to be modified, obviously. I think it's more universal than just for this car particularly, because I had to do quite a bit of stuff to get the notch and all that stuff kind of done. But anyways, it works good. This plate under here is definitely made for the car. It's a nice piece that they make. So, but obviously whenever you're going low, you can see the suspension here is, let's see if you can see up in there good. Yeah, you can see right now we are at just where the axle is starting to go up inside, and we still need to go down 2.5 more inches lower to get the frame to sit on the ground. So with that being said, we need more clearance, right? Well, can't go any lower when the drive shaft's sitting on the floor. You can see that there. And on these cars, they sit on the floor all the way down to, you can see in there, all the way to there. So this whole tunnel has to be cut out. Back here a little bit more so you can see that. So this whole tunnel has to be cut out all the way to here. And then we can let the car get all the way down to the height that it needs to be, so that way it'll sit on the ground. And then once that's determined, then we rebuild all this sheet metal, rebuild all the sheet metal back here again, so that it'll accommodate the drive shaft when it sits all the way down and still have some clearance. Anybody that's done these old cars, they know cars are a lot of work, a lot more than a truck, because you got all this floor to deal with. In the back, remove the gas tank, but you can see how to cut out the spare tire area. So you got a ginormous hole there. Also, where the airbag sit is where the floor right here actually came back further and then curved and went up. So it was going to hit the back of the bag. So at this point, I've just cut out what I need to cut out. I don't want to over cut out anything. I may cut out the whole floor and rebuild the whole rear floor. I'm not sure yet what I want to do. But right now I just cut out what I need to cut out. And then once I get the car to sit everywhere, you know, the height that I want is basically sitting on the ground is where we want this car to sit. Then I will determine on, you know, what I have to cut, anything else that needs to be done. You can see even like, these are very close. These may hit, and then I may have to notch for those also. So, but if you haven't done one of these Mercs, then you'll see that, you know, there's a lot of things that need to be done to get these cars to sit on the ground. And so I'll kind of give you a little how-to of how to do it, so you kind of know if you're messing with one of these, like, you know, what you're looking at and what type of work is involved to do it. So if you want to do it yourself, or if you're paying somebody to do it, you kind of have an idea of the amount of time that it's going to take to do it. So that's pretty much it. Get started with this first video. I appreciate it if you guys leave comments on any of this stuff, what you want to see, different kinds of projects, things we're doing. We're doing this other little truck over here. I'll show you that later. That's a big project. But we'll get started here. And once we get everything lined up here, I'll get out measuring tape and all the stuff, and I'll start to show you how to go about doing this, tackling this thing. All right.